New York City is a book lover's paradise. So many famous authors have called New York City their home, ranging from Edgar Allan Poe to Nora Ephron. And so many famous novels use New York City as their backdrop, ranging from The Great Gatsby to The Age of Innocence. But what if you're a book lover and you only have 24 hours in New York City? How can you get your very best New York City experience? Hi, I'm Megan Murad, a licensed New York City tour guide, and today we're going to explore the perfect 24 hours for a book lover. But before we get started, make sure that you click subscribe so you never miss a New York Minute.
Yeah, muffin talk. Muffin talk. Muffin talks, bringing healing to those who need them most.
New York City has a plethora of bookstores, truly offering something for everyone. But to start off our perfect 24 hours in New York City for book lovers, we're going to visit what many would consider to be the prettiest bookstore in New York City, the Albertine. This bookstore is actually located in an old Gilded Age mansion called the Payne Whitney Mansion, and no expense was spared while building this. We actually have, this is a replica of a Michelangelo. It's called the Young Archer. Now the original actually used to be here, but it's currently on loan to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So before we've even entered the bookstore, it's already wow.
The Albertine Bookstore is dedicated to both English and French books and is located in the old Payne Whitney Mansion. These busts of Voltaire, Benjamin Franklin, Descartes, Tocqueville were created by the atelier of the Musée du Louvre, and this gorgeous ceiling is modeled after the glorious music room at the Villa Stuck in Munich, Germany. The bookstore itself is an integral part of cultural services of the French embassy's commitment to the French-American intellectual exchange. They believe that the power of books is a common good for a better world, and thus, if you're having a perfect literary day, you must stop by the Albertine Bookstore.
What literary symbol is more well known than the lions of the New York Public Library? Their nicknames are Patience and Fortitude, and the New York Public Library has really sort of taken on this whole lion theme. But lions, in my opinion, are not the most interesting animal associated with this library. But we have to go in to find out what I'm talking about, so follow me. Here in the Treasures exhibit at the New York Public Library, there is a bear. This bear was bought at Harrods by a man named A.A. Milne. He gave it to his son, Christopher Robin Milne, for his very first birthday. And he loved this bear so much that it inspired A.A. Milne to write a series of books about the bear. That bear was Winnie the Pooh. And he also acquired some friends. You'll see Eeyore, Kanga, Roo, and Tigger. So to me, Winnie the Pooh is the most fascinating animal in this library.
While you're at the New York Public Library, you must visit the Treasures exhibit. This room holds literary treasures such as a Gutenberg Bible, Thomas Jefferson's handwritten copy of the Declaration of Independence, Virginia Woolf's walking stick, Charles Dickens' writing desk and chair, and so much more. When we walked in around 3 p.m., a docent told us that a free tour was starting. I strongly recommend taking a tour if offered. The guide was so smart and the entire group was riveted. Even as a tour guide myself, I learned so much.
Some books are meant to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and a few to be chewed and digested. Sir Francis Bacon. And that's just one of the many famous literary quotes here on a stretch of 41st Street known as Library Way, which stretches east from the New York Public Library. And this stretch of 41st Street celebrates great works of world literature. Now, this street used to be really shadowy and dark, kind of living in the shadows of its more famous Brother 42nd Street. But thanks to the Grand Central Partnership and the New York Public Library, it has all been transformed. It's now lined with some of the hippest restaurants, bars, and most beloved hotels in New York City, including the Library Hotel, which we're about to check into. So follow me. Right now, we're checking into the Library Hotel. The concierge team is so friendly. One of the really cool features of the Library Hotel is that every room has a different theme. So I can't wait to find out what our theme is.
All right, you are going to be in the Astronomy Room. So that's 5th floor, room 6, all the way to the right.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
This is so exciting because I'm here with David, who's my co-creator and my fiance, and one of the first things that we ever bonded over was our love of astronomy. So let's go check out the room. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Before we head up, I just want to point out that the back of the concierge desk is actually made to look like a Dewey Decimal card catalog. This hotel is literally a literary dream from the moment you walk in. Every floor in the Library Hotel is named after one of the major subjects in the Dewey Decimal Classification System. So we're on the math and science floor, which really excites me. And every room has a different theme. So we're walking by the botany room, and then there's the dinosaur room. And David and I, we are staying in the astronomy room. So let's see what our room looks like. Oh my goodness. So this is just the hallway. It's really big. And we have themed books over here. It's so pretty. It's actually really big. It's really big for a New York City hotel room. I feel like a lot of times in New York, the hotel rooms are really, really tiny, but this is actually quite spacious. And because we have this literary theme, there's lots of books. Now we're in the astronomy room, so all of these books are astronomy themed. A Life in the Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Okay, this one's cool. We have Buzz Aldrin.
Who at 93 just got married yesterday or the day before.
I know, he just got married to the love of his life, apparently. And speaking of astronauts...
I guess he's over the moon.
He's over the moon with excitement. And speaking of astronauts, there's this little plaque here that says, "The suite is dedicated in honor of Neil Armstrong, who spent many earthbound nights at the Library Hotel." It turns out that Neil Armstrong actually used to stay here at the Library Hotel, and his two favorite rooms were the biography room and the astronomy room where we're staying. Here we have the bathroom. This is a good-sized bathroom, actually. One of the things that I really like is a lot of water pressure. So let's check and see what the water pressure is like in the shower. Oh, that's good water pressure. Oh, it's so warm too. It passes the Megan shower test. One of my favorite features of the astronomy room is the view. So if we look through this window, what do we see? We see the Schwarzman Building of the New York Public Library, which in many ways is like the main building of the New York Public Library here in New York City, and it's the building that has the two lions outside. In addition to that glorious view of the New York Public Library, we also get a glorious view of Madison Avenue heading uptown, and this is one of my favorite places to go shopping, is Madison Avenue. It has, in my opinion, a more quaint charm to it than Fifth Avenue, and all of the same like amazing high-end luxury shops. And this is just really pretty, even on a rainy day. We also have a south view of Madison Avenue. This is really cool because you feel like you're in the heart of New York City. You're on 41st Street, which is very much the heart of Manhattan. But Madison Avenue tends to be quieter, so we don't have all the loud noises that would keep you up at night. Now this bed looks super comfy, so I want to do something that I always dream of doing in hotels, which is to do the bounce test. So let's see how this mattress is. Ready? Oh, it's so soft. It's so soft. I really like this. One of my favorite parts about the Library Hotel is that we have this little reading nook here. It's a really comfy sofa. We have beautiful views of New York City surrounding us, and the room is full of books. Now we're in the Astronomy Room, so I had all of these astronomy books to choose from. I chose one about Galileo. He is one man who understood that the world did not revolve around him. So I'm gonna curl up in this little reading nook, and I'm going to learn about Galileo. What book are you going to choose, David?
I think Neil Armstrong, because this is the perfect room for it.
A really cool feature of the Library Hotel is this second floor lounge where you can come. They have coffee, they have tea, they have water, and some light snacks. But it's also an office space and library. So you can sit down. If you have your computer, you could spend all day here doing work. And it's so open and quiet. There's a grand piano. I'm not going to torture you with my piano playing, but maybe David will get a chance to tickle the ivories a little bit later.
As is common, a lot of pianos in public don't get the same sort of use or get more use than others, so it's very important to remember when you think about fish, when you think about pianos. What? Yeah, you can tune a fish. Wait, you should tune a piano.
The rooftop bar at the Library Hotel is called Bookmarks, and it has a selection of really delicious cocktails, and they all have really fun literary names. For example, Gone with the Gin, Tequila Mockingbird. So they are punny and literary. We are getting the Pulitzer and the Spicy Romance. Our cocktails have arrived, our literary cocktails. I got the Pulitzer, which features Dorothy Parker gin. Now, the great quote that Dorothy Parker had about gin was, "I like to have a martini, 2 at the very most, 3 and I'm under the table, 4 and I'm under the host." So I'm excited to see what this tastes like. And then we also got one called the Spicy Romance, and it features habanero-infused vodka, muddled raspberries, yuzu, and chambord. I'm gonna try the Pulitzer. Oh, that's really good. This Pulitzer is prize-worthy. Now I'm going to try the Spicy Love. I'm a little trepidatious because I'm not normally a spicy drink girl, but let's try it.
It's gonna leave an impression.
Oh. Okay. This is one of the most unique cocktails that I've tried in New York City. And if you like that heat, if you like that like habanero pepper fiery taste, that kick,
It's also super sweet. With
this is going to be the drink for you. And it's It's really interesting because it's very spicy, but it has those muddled, I think it's raspberries in it that make it very sweet. This is cool. This is unique. Good job, Bookmarks. Bookmarks also has this beautiful cheese board. It's amazing. It has 4 different types of cheeses, cornichons. I'm gonna go into I'm assuming it's brie. Cheese is my favorite. Even if you're not staying at the Library Hotel, if you're a New York City local and you want a bar where you can hear conversations with your friends, where you can maybe have a nice date or a nice girls' night, Bookmarks is the place. It has fabulous cocktails. The Pulitzer literally deserves a prize, and this cheese plate is out of this world. For the perfect literary dinner, we have journeyed to a restaurant called Oscar Wilde, named for the famed author. Now, Oscar Wilde is famous for going all out during the holidays. It's currently all out for Valentine's Day with teddy bears everywhere, and also the Lunar New Year. I don't know if you can tell, but there are red lanterns in the background. Other thing about Oscar Wilde is Oscar Wilde said a quote along the lines of, "Relax, extravagance is always in fashion," which I feel like Oscar Wilde really takes to heart with this decoration. They also have a bunch of clocks that are all set to 1:50, which is the exact time that Oscar Wilde died. And they are also home to the longest bar in New York City, spanning 118 and a half feet. But is the food any good? Let's find out. I got a drink, I believe that it's called the Susie Sue's. Now they have a very extensive drink menu here at Oscar Wilde. So I just told the waitress that I liked things that are sweet and kind of champagne-y, and she told me that I'd love this one, and that it was one of the prettiest. It is gorgeous. There are flowers in this drink. So let us give it a try.
And then, sorry, you asked where I moved from, so I'll say
That's refreshing. I love this. We got the moule frites, or mussels and fries. Let me try one of the moules. I'm gonna get some sauce on it.
that's so cool.
That's really good. We're gonna fall in love again, David.
After a wonderful dinner at Oscar Wilde, it was time to return to the Library Hotel for some much-needed shut-eye. And I can let you know that these beds were so super comfy, and I really appreciated how quiet it was, so I got a really good night's rest and woke up feeling refreshed.
David and I just woke up after a really restful night. The location of the Library Hotel is really magical because you're in the heart of Midtown. You're on 41st Street and Madison Avenue, but Madison tends to be quieter, so you can rest without having a garbage truck keep you up all night. So it's really, really a perfect location. We're now at Madison and Vine, which is the restaurant at the Library Hotel, getting breakfast. Look at this ridiculously beautiful dish of pancakes. I've walked by this so many times. I've walked by Madison and Vine, and I've always wondered what it tasted like. So let's find out. Oh my goodness. There's so many strawberries. Okay, got myself some pancake. I get asked a lot, where is the best place to get pancakes in New York City? And I have a list of places that I usually tell people, but I've never had these pancakes before. And these pancakes are top of the list. Oh my goodness, these are fabulous. We have a beautiful morning here at the Library Hotel. So we've come up to the 14th floor. Last night, this is where we were at the Rooftop bar, Bookmarks, and during the day, follow me, we have this glorious sunroom. It's sort of an outdoor terrace, but it's actually quite cold out today. So if you wanted to, you could choose from a selection of books. Ooh, the selected poems of Emily Dickinson. And you could just sit down here and enjoy the sun and read. This is really comfortable and toasty, and I love all the light. This is really fabulous. Because it is so sunny outside, we're gonna venture onto the outdoor part of this terrace. Oh wow, this is really special. First of all, this is just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I just love the wall. This sounds like such a funny thing to say, but this wall in the summertime, oh my goodness, David, could you imagine in the summertime just sitting out here, reading, talking to our friends? This is really magical. And last night they were having a private event out here. So this could be a great place if you're looking for a place for a bachelorette party, a bridesmaid event, even like a baby shower, or a book club meeting. A book club meeting out here. What a cool hotel. This is so cool. After your stay at the Library Hotel, you can walk just a few blocks south on Madison and you get to the Morgan Library and Museum. Now, the Morgan Library and Museum, if you are a book lover, this is one of the best institutions in New York City, if not the world. And you're gonna see why when we go inside. Also, every one of you is going to be extremely jealous of JP Morgan's library. Literally, part of this institution was JP Morgan's private personal library. So let's go see some of the treasures inside.
The Morgan Library and Museum is a library that once belonged to J.P. Morgan, one of the wealthiest men to have ever lived. Mr. Morgan's library was completed in 1906, adjacent to his residence on Madison Avenue. This gem of a building was designed by the famed Charles McKim of McKim, Mead & White, and the library contains treasures such as 3 Gutenberg Bibles, a copy of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol with handwritten edits from Dickens himself, Gilbert and Sullivan manuscripts, concept drawings for the Little Prince, as well as medieval artwork and old master paintings. Your heart will sing with joy when you enter the East Library with its triple-tiered bookcases. The Morgan is open Tuesdays through Sundays, with standard adult tickets starting at $22. The Morgan is truly a bookman's paradise.
I hope that this helped you figure out the perfect 24-hour itinerary in New York City if you are a book lover. Of course, there are so many bookstores in New York City that you can go and visit. Literally a bookstore for any topic. There's the Mysterious Bookstore, which is dedicated all to mystery, spy stories, and espionage. We have Revolution Books up in Harlem, dedicated to themes of revolution. And then we have large independent bookstores, such as The Strand. Have I missed one of your favorite literary spots? Let me know in the comments below so that everyone can benefit. And for more NYC, follow me.